J Spino, fire boy.
I love you fight kung fu, but I go fight for you. I got my eyes on you, you got vibes on you. I love you die for you,
Ladies,
but I'll live my life for you. I got my eyes on you, you got vibes on you. Jẹ́ ká lọ ṣeré. We could go on a vacation, have fun maybe all night long. Jẹ́ ká lọ ṣeré. Yeah. We could go on a vacation, have fun maybe all night long. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, ule, yeah, ule, yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, ule, yeah, ule. Give me slow wine in a fast car. I get money like bastard. You know, if it reach my last card, I want to know your cash app. Oh, you want to make me do she know? Jesus, your body's a phenomenon.
1, 2, 3,
I go down as I'm making it for you. Anytime you know I go there for you. Then you know I'm writing the song for you, and you know I do another one for you. Jẹ́ ká lọ ṣeré.
KBLA Talk 1580. I know Miles probably picked that song. He's been on his Afro beats ever since we got back from Africa. It is a Black Marriage Monday, so it's a fitting introduction, and we're being joined by the Nworgus. We have on the phone, we have Uchenna Nworgu, who is the founder of African Focus Incorporated, and he is also the husband of Emily Nworgu. In the studio, we have Emmily Alexander Nworgu, who is a teacher, and she is also the wife of Uchenna Nworgu. I feel like you guys should have balloons, but it's too late for the balloons. You're already married. I think I've heard a little bit of your meet cute story before, but tell me, I think I heard it from Uchenna. So let me ask you Emily's perspective. How did you guys meet?
My meddling mother, and they used to work in the same building downtown and became accustomed to one another to the point where he used to call her mom. And one day I got someone calling me that I didn't recognize the voice, and I asked my mom. She laughed. She said he's a great guy, and the rest is history.
Your meddling mom set you guys up. Yeah,
did.
I mean, that's kind of what he said. He said it a little differently. You want to tell your side of the story, Uchenna?
Well, it was quite interesting. Actually, I was taking a class at one of the junior colleges, and I generally do my homework after I was at work. So, and we talk all the time. That's the mother. So one day she asked me, where am I going to college? I say, well, LSCC at that point. I was taking a class there that semester, and then she was like, oh, I have a daughter. She's also going to that school. I said, what? She said, would you like to meet her? I was like, oh, for sure, Coming from mom, for a mother to say that, I was like, okay. So she gave me the number and said, hey, don't tell her who gave you the number. I said, okay. But I said, well, then she wouldn't take my call. She said, okay. She will kill me, though, but tell her she will kill me. So I call her. I said, I'm so with my big old accent, which I hope I don't lose. And then she was like, hold on, I'll be right back. She didn't say a word. She didn't say, why are you calling and all of that. I said, well, your mom gave me your number. She said, hold on. She went downstairs, talked to her mom. And that was it. And then we went out on a date, and 30-some my years going, we're still together. So that's the history. The story. That's how we met.
30 how many now?
I know you did not just say 30-somethings, but
I don't know, man. When it gets too long, I stop counting.
33
After
years.
10 years, I stop counting. What am I counting for?
Okay, I'm not mad at that. 33 years.
Oh, well, congratulations. In LA, that's like 100 years. So
I was right. 30-something. You see, I was right.
Yeah, you gave yourself a decade of wiggle room. So 33 years later, Mom was right. And I'm sure
Yeah.
she must have been thrilled when you guys actually got married.
She was, and I was happy that she created the opportunity for us to meet because it meant that he was someone safe. My mom was a great judge of character, so I appreciate her for that. It was like I had her blessings beforehand, so it was good. That's why I went out on a date with him because he was mother approved.
He went through the certification process.
Oh, yes, yes. It made a life easier, to be honest. In so many ways, and it made it easy for me coming from my own cultural background. That if a mother to do that is not a must. She must have respect and pride in her daughter to even introduce you to, to her daughter. So it wasn't something that I was gonna take for granted, and I didn't. So, I'm glad I didn't. It worked out.
What was it about
worked.
you said he was mother approved. What was it about Emily, beside the fact that you already had this great relationship with her daughter, that made you say, wow, this might be my wife?
She was actually she's still caring. She's somebody that she balanced me, in so many ways. Dominic, you and I work, so it was her calm nature. It was her, the way she approached issues, the way she, other than laughing, which would have ruined the whole thing, she was so happy to report. She was giggling all the time and laughing. At some point, I thought she was laughing at my accent, laughing at me. I was like, wait a minute. This laughing thing is not just like, you happy. Why are you laughing at me each time I open my mouth? I was, ooh. Then finally, I was like, I had someone the courage to ask. I said, why are you always laughing at me? She was like, I'm not laughing at you. It's just so funny to hear you talk, and I love it. And it makes me happy. I was like, oh, okay. I can live with that. So she had a lot of qualities, and willing to, because we're in college then, So the whole idea is to make sure we got the college thing out of the way, working 2 jobs and odd jobs and going to school and making sure that we got the degree before we can start the family. So we had a game plan. We stood by that game plan, and then, it worked. We thank God that we're still able to find favor from God and be with each other.
One thing about Emily, if you've traveled with us to Africa, Emily is always laughing and smiling. That's just her personality. And I think that's one of the reasons why people feel so comfortable. Like, Uchenna's always rushing people. I'm always like in the middle of production trying to figure out what we're going to do on the radio next. You know what I'm saying? And Emily is the one smiling and laughing and making people feel comfortable. That's just how you are, huh? That's just your nature.
That's my nature. I've always been happy, and I easily laugh. So it's just me.
Yeah, it's funny because after you're around her for a while, so you realize that's not fake. That's all the time. That's just how she is.
Yeah.
Even when stuff is going sideways, Emily's over there, usually with the smile for us. So I can understand how that could have been a little unnerving. Did you have any reservations about an African man? I mean, you're an African-American woman, a freedman, descendant of enslaved peoples in America.
Absolutely not.
Really?
In fact, I have 4 older brothers, and I said, I don't think I want to date anybody American.
Really? Because of watching your brothers?
Unfortunately, yes.
Wow.
So I didn't really date American men. So I found him. I said, "Ooh, and he's homegrown." I said, "Ooh, tell me more. Let me learn about what I don't have an opportunity to know in terms of my own origins." So it was exciting.
What about you, Uchenna? I mean, I guess the stereotype is that African men want a traditional African woman to have 600 babies and stay home. I know it's a stereotype, but did you have any reservations about marrying an African American woman?
Not at all, because I came from a big family, and my village became a big city even in the late 1800 in a way, because it was the first city. My village became a city where a lot of commerce, were happening. So there's a mixture of people from all walks of life. So my family was a little bit liberal in that sense of who you marry and who you don't, And my brothers, I have a brother that lived in Germany, married there, and I have my, in as much as ethnicity goes, I have family members that marry outside the core Ngwa or Igbo ethnicity. So it wasn't as fiercely defended in my family. And also mine was being in America. I was just taken in by the struggle of the brothers and sisters here that, I got fascinated and hurt. So meeting Emily brought it home for me to know more about the struggle and the pain, and and I can relate to it more. So I didn't have any conflict in that regard. That if anything, I embraced it, and that's just to it. And the idea that some of you can find people in different beliefs, but many of my friends or people in my circle, not just that married, sisters here or sisters that married African Americans or vice versa, they are pleased with it. Some didn't work out, just like every other thing in life. But I have a lot of friends who their marriage have lasted as much as mine, and they're so happy with it. So it just depends on the individual. I didn't have no problem at all.
Yeah, and your family didn't have a problem with it?
My family will kill you if you try to introduce me to another person in the early stage of this relationship. They love their Emily, so okay? I remember going back home about a year after we met or so. You always, when you go home, they will say, oh, so who you going to marry? You're going to marry this person or that person? What about this person's daughter? My mother wouldn't even have it. My mother was like, at that time, I've already told her about Emily. She will protect Emily with everything. She's like, no, he already has somebody that he loves, and that's who he's going to marry. So without even seeing her, my mother was already in her camp.
Before she met Emily in person, she was Team Emily.
Yeah, she was Team Emily because of the things that are, it's easy to fall in love with her by, telling her what Emily does and how we live together, be living our lives and planning our lives. And she bought into it. And, she blessed it, actually. She blessed that union. So.
Wow, amazing. It's a Black Marriage Monday. I want to hear your secrets to stay happy. We're going to hear about what it's like building an organization together, traveling the world together. And of course, you all are welcome in. This is Black Marriage Monday is a conversation supporting Black love. We want to make sure we don't forget about love and relationships. So every month we do Messy Monday on the second to the last Monday, and we do Black Marriage Monday, the final Monday of the month. We did Southern California Edison this month, so we didn't get to do Messy Monday, but we'll have double the mess next month. Don't worry. 800-920-1580. That's the number if you want to get in the conversation. I'm Dominique DePrima for KBLA Talk 1580.
A safe place to go loud. A great place for progressive politics. KBLA Talk 1580.
All I need is one mic.
With the KBLA Talk 1580 editorial, I'm Tavish Smiley. We want to speak directly to our listeners in Altadena and all across Southern California. Recently, we invited Southern California Edison to join a town hall so fire survivors could ask questions and get clear information about the Altadena Eaton fire and this so-called settlement fund. Weeks before the event, the law firm originally connected to the program withdrew, and we provided SCE updated materials confirming those changes. But despite that, SCE later stated publicly and privately that they were pulling out of the town hall because plaintiffs' attorneys were participating. That was not accurate, and SCE knew that it was not accurate. But when shown documentation that disproved their claim, SCE ignored it and declined to correct the record. At KBLA Talk 1580, trust is not an option. It is the foundation of our work and witness. It is the promise that we make to you. And so we will not move forward with any partnership that misrepresents the facts or undermines the credibility that we have built in love and service to this beloved community. Our commitment remains with the good people of Altadena. We will continue providing independent, verified information to support your recovery without interference from any outside entity, including Southern California Edison, so you don't get burned twice. With a KBLA Talk 1580 editorial, I'm Tavis Smiley. As always, we welcome your feedback.
Nationwide is so much more than a great insurance company. They're one of America's largest financial services companies. Like how I'm more than Saquon Barkley, the NFL's reigning leading rusher. I'm also the NFL's leading husher. Shh, hush up back there. Wow, I might have just set the hushing record. Well, almost. For your insurance and financial needs, Nationwide is on your side.
Nationwide Investment Services Corporation, member FINRA, Columbus, Ohio.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With the Capital One Venture X card, you earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy. Plus, you get premium benefits at a collection of luxury hotels when you book on Capital One Travel. And with Venture X, you get access to over 1,000 airport lounges worldwide. Open up a world of travel possibilities with the Capital One Venture X card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Thanks for waking up with Dominique DePrima on KBLA Talk 1580.
Emily Nworgu is here with me in the studio, and Uchenna Nworgu is on the phone. Emily Alexander Nworgu, I should say. You kept that name in the middle as a middle name, huh?
Yes, I did.
Yeah. And Molly Bell's pointing out that she was honored by your organization. The organization is African Focus Incorporated. So at what point you guys are, married, you're going along here, living your life, having your babies. At what point did you say, you know what, we don't have enough to do. Let's start an organization.
Oh, wow. It came through many, the foundation here is the experience being shocked about what I found when I got here, because growing up in Nigeria, as a youngster, not as an adult, all I was into, all I was exposed to is the soul trains of the world and the Murphys of the movies and the Jackson 5s and all the rest of them, right? So what you hear about America, what you know about America is a fun, party, Hollywood type. So, but when I got here, I was shocked to see the level of pain and suffering and the actual experience, because what we know is, some Africans are people we are taking to America, the black Americans, they're from Africa. There wasn't a whole lot of history in school that goes into in depth as to African American studies that can even give you a better understanding. You watch the Roots. Roots was exciting to watch, from entertainment context, but not to the seriousness of the issues. So, to me, it was a shocking experience, and I always ask myself, if I found myself in the other side of the aisle, how would I want the Africans to treat me? That was my own first foundation in the work we do, that if I were African Americans, I would want the continental Africans to embrace me, to show me the road, to take me home, to show me where our forefathers home, which is, by the way, my fathers and our African American brothers and sisters' fathers own the place. They left. It is up to me to bring them home and show them where everything is, to bring them home. So that is the reason why induction was so critical for our program, where we do African family induction each year. We bring a king from Africa. This year we bring in a Yoruba king for the first time for April program to oversee, to officiate the ceremony. So to me, and also being with Emily gave me more understanding through the mother, through their own experience, through it wasn't just to talk about it. Now I have somebody, not only a partner, but also from that generation, or from that lineage, that being the children or being somebody whose grandparents were subjected to slavery, and the mother, when she's alive, may her soul rest in peace, we've been talked about our own experience. So now that made it much more easier for us to begin to look into the core aspect of our program, which is African family induction. Allow the continental African families to embrace their brothers and sisters and make them part of their family and celebrate that reunion, through induction ceremony.
And to bridge the gap between us and to break down the stereotypes that African Americans are this or Africans are that, to have an opportunity to really learn about one another and embrace one another. My sister, case in point, told me, "Oh, don't trust those Nigerians." Like, I was impressionable at that time, but I was also very strong-willed and strong-minded, and so I didn't listen to her. Thank goodness. I judged him based off of who he was as a person. And so we need to break down that bridge that is between us, because we're all one and the same people.
Yeah. It's just interesting that you guys started an organization, African Focus Incorporated, together, that's meant to bring Africans and African Americans closer and to spread accurate information about the motherland, to do charitable work. And it's, to some degree, it's a reflection of your marriage.
Yes, in so many ways. And it brought the balance that we both needed. Me in particular, I've learned quite a lot. I've been, moved by the shared struggle and the strength that our brothers and sisters in the diaspora, our forefathers. I mean, let's face it, the pain goes cuts across. We survive as much as we survive in Africa, and our people here surviving and thriving, and the struggle continues. So it's been a great experience doing the project for the last 20 years. And our tour to Africa, just to mention that, I'm sure you're going to get into it, is also part of that movement. It's not just, our goal is, I don't care how people get to Africa, get to Africa. If you don't know how to get to Africa, our foundation, our organization is here to make it easy for you, so that you can just pick your bag and go with people that you trust, that you know that have already made it easy for you to visit the motherland. So no matter who you want to go with, my vision, my goal, my dream, my hope is that every African American have the opportunity to touch, to visit the continent in some ways before they pass on to glory. So if you want to do that with us, that would be great, because we have already set the organization up to do just that. But if you find other organizations or ways to visit the continent, don't say, I don't know how to get there, because there are so many ways now to get there. Starting with African Focus, you can reach us. We're a foundation. We've been doing that. Dominic, has been incredible in making sure that we do it right. Anyway, we select the right countries and all of that. So is an effort that all of us put together to make sure our tours meet the criteria, meet the expectation, and I couldn't do it any other way without my family, Dominic, Emily, and Miles too, by the way. So it's a blessing to do this project. Yes.
And with KBLA, of course, as our partner.
Of course. Dominic and KBLA is married anyway. So when I say Dominic, I'm also saying KBLA. Definitely.
And I would say, do not believe that negative propaganda out there about what Africa is. You need to see it for yourself. It is the most beautiful place. The countries that we've visited are just phenomenal. The different cultures, the everything that I've learned, the food, the greeting, the welcoming. The first time going to Ghana, as soon as I hit the airport, the first person working there said, "Welcome home." There's just nothing like that experience.
Willie Ellis 6027 wants to know if you learned to speak Igbo.
Not as much as I would like, but I'm a constant work in place. So
yeah, I'm sure you picked up some stuff, right? Phrases and things.
I picked up a lot of phrases. I hear a lot of phrases, but in terms of being fluent, that is the goal. But I haven't gotten there yet. But
yeah. And Uchenna's not quite there yet with his African American vernacular English either.
Well, I'm going to keep that African one, around for a little longer.
Yeah. And by a little longer, he means forever. We have news, traffic, and sports right now. I want to hear, your tips for how to keep a marriage good. And, of course, we have a meeting coming up. If you want to come to Africa with us, you'll be traveling with me, Emily, Uchenna, and Miles, and then all of the other trailblazers who take the journey. We're going to Zambia this year, and we are going to Botswana. Can't wait. KBLA Talk 1580.
She's reclaiming her time on KBLA Talk 1580. More First Things First with Dominic DePrima when we come forward.
I'm Bree Wood with BIN News Now. The White House says President Trump does not want Democrats executed after a post suggesting death for seditious behavior.
The sanctity of our military rests on the chain of command. And if that chain of command is broken, it can lead to people getting killed.
Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt warned the message could incite violence and insurrection. Black Florida GOP hopeful Byron Donalds staged a stunt outside former Vice President Kamala Harris's book tour in Miami last week, with trucks playing ads attacking Harris and Democrats over LGBTQ issues. Donalds, a 2026 frontrunner, vows common sense policies. And NBA legend Michael Jordan donates $10 million to Novant Health New Hannibal Regional Medical Center in Wilmington, Virginia, funding a neuroscience institute named for his late mother, Dolores Jordan. Get BIN News Now on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
The future of dentistry is here. Sprint Race 3D printing tech delivers crowns, veneers, and more. Same day. No temps, no waiting. One visit. Real results. Ask your dentist about Sprint Ray or visit 3ddentistsofla.com and upgrade your smile today.
This is the KBLA Sports Minute with Ray Richardson.
The Rams have the best record in the NFC after dominating Tampa Bay Sunday night 34-7. The sixth straight win for the Rams puts them at 9-2, a game ahead of Philadelphia, which lost Sunday at Dallas. This is the first time the Rams are number one in the NFC since Week 13 in the 2018 season. The Chargers had a bye yesterday. In his first NFL start, Cleveland Browns rookie quarterback Shedeur Sanders led the Browns to a 24-10 win over the Raiders in Las Vegas. Sanders completed 11 of 20 passes for 209 yards and 1 touchdown. After the game, Cleveland head coach Kevin Stefanski declined to say if Sanders will remain his number one quarterback. The Lakers are 12-4 after holding on for a 108-106 win Sunday at Utah. 33 points, 11 rebounds, and 8 assists for Luka Doncic. LeBron had 17 points and 8 assists in 34 minutes. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson on KBLA Talk 1580.
Head to the Skirball Cultural Center for a thought-provoking contemporary art exhibition, Draw Them In, Paint Them Out. Trenton Doyle Hancock confronts Philip Guston. Explore resonant connections between the work of American Jewish painter Philip Guston and the work of Trenton Doyle Hancock, a leading Black American contemporary artist, in dialogue for the first time. While engaging with the artwork, consider the role that artists play in the pursuit of social justice. Plan your visit at skirball.org.
Hey, KBLA 1580 delegation, your health matters to us. We know that information is power, especially when it comes to prevention and treatment. That's why we're proud to introduce the brand new KBLA Health and Wellness Hub. This online space is built just for you, connecting our community to trusted health resources, culturally relevant care, and even access to diverse clinical trials and emerging therapies. Whether you're looking for information on common conditions, mental professional health support, or just want to stay on top of your wellness journey, we got you. And the best part, it's all on our website at KBLA1580.com. Accessible, empowering, community-focused. So just go to KBLA1580.com and click on the Health and Wellness Hub icon, because knowledge is power and your health is everything. At KBLA Talk 1580, we've got your black. Celebrate the soul of the holidays and support Altadena and Pasadena. Join us on Monday, December 15th, 7 p.m. inside the Bram Goldsmith Theater at the Wallace in Beverly Hills for Soul of the Holidays, a joyful night of Motor City soul, gospel, and holiday classics featuring an 18-piece band, all-star vocalist, and community choirs, all in support of the Black LA Relief and Recovery Fund. This performance comes at a pivotal time for many in Altadena and Pasadena. This is their first holiday season since the devastating Altadena Eden Canyon fire, which destroyed homes and community spaces. While the physical losses are immense, the power of community remains, and your attendance directly supports recovery, resilience, and renewal. So, be sure to join us Monday, December 15th, 7 p.m. inside the Bram Goldsmith Theater at the Wallace in Beverly Hills for Soul of the Holidays, benefiting survivors of the Altadena Eden Canyon fire. For ticket information, just log on to ticketsatthewallace.org. That's ticketsatthewallace.org. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580 and the Black Freedom Fund.
Broadcasting live from Leimert Park, USA. Welcome back to your home for unapologetically progressive radio, KBLA Talk 1580.
And Emmily Nworgu is here in studio with me. Uchenna Nworgu is on the phone. Guess what? We are talking black marriage because it's Black Marriage Monday. And one of the things, as Uchenna pointed out, you guys have founded African Focus Incorporated together. It's a nonprofit bringing Africans and African Americans together, spreading good news and accurate news about the continent. And one of the things we do is the African Focus Trailblazer Tours. This is going to be our 8th one. We're going in June, but actually usually fills up pretty quickly. So you would need to sign up now or ASAP if you want to come. And we're having a Zoom, right, Uchenna? When is that? Our next Zoom about it, informational Zoom?
Yeah, the sign up Zoom meeting will be on Saturday, December 6th. If anybody wants to participate to know more about it, or they can call or text the same number, which is 310-676-7300.
310-676-7300. We're going to have a Zoom meeting on the 6th, and you can actually get the Zoom link sent to you by calling. We don't just put it out publicly for any wild person to get in, but you can call and get the Zoom sent to you. And it's cool because you can find out where we're going, ask whatever questions you want to ask, and become part of our African Focus family. The Trailblazers has become sort of an extended family. And Emily and Uchenna do such a great job of helping everybody get their act together, from passports to packing to getting our visas together. And then the whole trip, we hang out together. So I think I don't know. When I was married long ago, I found it challenging to work with my hubby. Like, I found it very challenging. You guys don't seem to have any struggle with that at all.
No, because it's a labor of love. We both have our respective careers. And so being together, planning this trip, organize it, this is a labor of love. This is something we both enjoy doing. So it's no issue at all. I enjoy working with the hubby when we're working on this tour. Yes.
Yeah. When you have Dominic and Emily telling you, okay, this is what we're going to do, I say, man, you better listen. Listening is critical in relationship, and understand that if somebody's not against you, they're for you, and what they're telling you is for your own good.
Well, I mean, now, honestly, it is true that me and Emily do tend to agree on a lot of stuff. But you guys are still a married couple. I mean, it's 2 against 1. And then Miles is over here like just, what? Miles and Emily are both super mellow. I think me and Uchenna are both super hyper.
Yeah.
So it balances out.
Yes.
Right, Miles?
Miles will be like, okay, let's just get it done. Let's do this or that way. Miles brings calm. Miles and Emily brings calm. Dominic and I are always looking for, because I would say we're more or less perfectionists. We want to make sure everything goes right. So any deviation, we are concerned.
We're out of control perfectionists. So
then these two brings calm, serious calm. You'd be like, oh, okay, so I shouldn't worry about it. Okay, wow. So I love that balance, both Miles and Emily. Miles will give you that puppy look, that innocent look that calms you down in a second, So, it's a great teamwork. I love it. I love to work with everybody that we, when it comes to our thoughts and the things that we do together for our people. And that's why people keep coming back. And anybody who wants to go, the thoughts are easily filled out. This is the second meeting that we're going to be having on December 6th for the third. Right now, people are already signing up. We're not trying to rush anybody, but we're telling you our experience for the last 7 years. People end up being on the waiting list and nobody ever dropped, which is,
Yeah, the waiting list is, it's kind of a formality. We'll put you on it, but you'll be on it forever probably. Sadly.
People don't drop.
They don't drop out. Yeah, that's true. No. And people do tend to come again and again and again. Now, you guys work together. You built this organization together. You've raised your children together with your separate careers, as you point out, Emily. You're a teacher. Uchenna has his occupation. He's an accountant. How did it put another level on it going on these Africa trips? Because you guys have gone, of course, to see his family or whatever. But this is different. We're traveling with 40, 50 people in a big, giant family situation.
For me, it's wonderful going to the motherland, having this experience. And I would say for Uchenna, not to speak for you, love, but him being able to visit these other countries that are completely different from Nigeria is also an experience for him. But for me, it's so wonderful because being born in America, learning about Africa through my history classes that I took in college is nothing like really seeing the continent until you go there and then seeing the cultures are so different in every country, and having the opportunity, just like my mom told me, and I did verify that part of my DNA is from Kenya, and having the opportunity to go to Kenya and then end up being blessed by the tribe that I'm actually from, by the king, and getting my Kenyan name was so overwhelmingly powerful and monumental for my life. It's the experience, it just can't be beat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
go
ahead.
To talk about how we juggle these things. The truth of the matter is, like Emily mentioned earlier, is when you're doing something you love and you're doing it for the right reasons, it makes it easy, and you have a lot of great people doing their role. So it's not like you're the only one, handling the whole thing. You have a lot of amazing people in most of what we do. So, God has been kind to us to make sure that we have surrounded with people, whether it's in the organization, the executive team, the management team, or whether it's in our partners. We've had an incredible team that share the vision and the dream that makes it easy to, 1 more hour, I can stay up a little bit. Instead of going to bed at 10 o'clock, I make it, 11 or 11:30 and be able to get the work done for the common good. Yes.
And it's not,
we find the time.
Right. And it's not just about going there on a vacation. It's about learning about the culture of the countries that we go to. And it's also about contributing to the different tribes through different types of missionary work. I guess would be the right term. We give back all the time. We've given water tanks. Last time we were there in Benin, and we donated canoes, and it's just not just going there, but also going there and giving back and learning about the culture and being able to bring back some of these stories of what it's like being there. So it's such a phenomenal opportunity that, because it's a labor of love, it's nothing really to juggle. It's something that just is fulfilling, I would say.
Yeah, it's funny. I guess Miles never got to talk. Miles, what were you about to say?
I'm just saying, it's definitely a team effort. It's great to, get through that and experience, the continent as a team. A bunch of different perspectives, a bunch of different fly on the wall perspectives of, different things. And, I think we do come together and, make magic out of very little resources, you know what I mean? It's not to belittle it like it is a small resource, but the fact that, sometimes you got to take the lemons and make lemonade out of it. I think we do that as a team and deliver a great product to the people.
Yeah. So if you had tips, for how to work together, live together, have that longevity. I think that's probably the biggest thing that we hear people complain about. And I don't think it's anything new. I think people getting together and then getting divorced or getting together and things fall apart probably is as old as marriage. But we do hear a lot about how it's harder now to stay together. I don't know if it's social media or the sort of all of the economic and other challenges that we have in the world now, but particularly with the state of relations, I guess, with black men and women. You look at the manosphere and some of the ways that we're pitted against each other online. I want to get your thoughts about how you counteract that, how you stay 10 toes down in your marriage.
You block out all that noise and communication. It's so cliche, but it's so true. Communication, especially because I have a woman's perspective and I'm African American. He has a man's perspective and he's African. So that communication really allows us to continue to deepen and build the bonds that we have, because sometimes I'll be in left field and he'll be in right field. But when we have that conversation, we meet in the middle. And then it also allows me to look at things from his perspective once I hear it. And then, of course, they always say the way to a man's heart is through his stomach, and I can cook.
There you go. That's always a plus. If all else fails, cook.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll get Uchenna's tips when we come forward. Tips from a 33-plus year marriage that we're talking about right now. It's Black Love on a Black Marriage Monday on KBLA Talk 1580.
More of First Things First with Dominique DePrima when we come forward.
250 years ago, a promise was made to connect families and friends near and far. And during the holidays, that promise is more important than ever. That's why USPS is building a better network to meet your needs, with timely deliveries, easy and affordable ways to ship, and everything you need to make your season full of holiday cheer. Our purpose is delivering your peace of mind, knowing your love will arrive, bringing joy to all. The United States Postal Service. Learn more at USPS.com/holidays.
Looking for a purposeful and passionate way to make a difference in your community? Volunteer with our Senior Medicare Patrol and help prevent Medicare fraud. S&P volunteers work in their community educating peers about healthcare fraud and how to prevent and detect it. Free training starts soon. Check us out online or at an S&P open house near you. We're on a mission to stop fraud. Join our team. You make a difference. Visit CASMPvolunteer.org.
My mom has decided to learn to paint, and she's good.
My dad's now into creative cuisine, and I've already put on 6 pounds. learning new things comes with age.
My mom, she started forgetting my name and what we're talking about.
Forgetting well-known things doesn't. Memory loss may be a sign of Alzheimer's disease. Early detection gives you and your loved one time to plan for the future. Learn the warning signs of Alzheimer's at 10signs.org. Brought to you by the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 reminds you, when we fight, we win. The Youth Justice Coalition is challenging America's addiction to incarceration and discrimination. YJC works to dismantle policies leading to mass incarceration, law enforcement violence, and the school-to-prison pipeline. Their approach, transformative justice, community intervention, free LA high school, legal defense, and system monitoring. YJC promotes safety without relying on prisons. Their goal, prevent system contact and help people exit the system through direct action, advocacy, and education. Want to get involved or need help? Call 323-235-4243. That's 323-235-4243. Join YJC in creating change. When we fight, we win. KBLA Talk 1580, your voice for justice. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
An official message from Medicare.
Couple more minutes, and we'll start this month's book club.
You know, I usually love a plot twist, but this year, I'm comparing my options during Medicare open enrollment.
You can't assume your current health or drug plan is the best one for you.
And you gotta make sure your drugs are covered. That's important.
So is saving money.
Review all your options at Medicare.gov. Open enrollment ends December 7th. Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
The conversation continues right now with Dominique DePrima on First Things First.
It's a Black Marriage Monday with Emily and Uchenna Nworgu, Emmily Alexander Nworgu, I should say. And if you don't know, they are the founders of African Focus Incorporated 20-some years ago. You can go to africanfocus.org. Everyone's in the chat asking about how to find out about the trip. I would suggest you call 310-676-7300 and get on our Zoom on December 6th. We can answer questions. The website doesn't always have all the up-to-date details on the trip, so it's best to call 310-676-7300, and you can get information about KBLA teaming up with African Focus. The whole thing is actually a benefit for African Focus, but we keep the costs as low as possible, even though everything's expensive now, because the idea is to get people to go and experience it for themselves. So, Uchenna, your tips for a happy, harmonious marriage from somebody 33 something years in.
Be a good listener. If you're a man, I would just say be a good listener. And for the wives or the ladies, pay attention to the man's need. You know, if you can communicate better and listen to each other better, understand that, you know, if somebody loves you, what they're telling you is for your own good. Pay attention. Understand why are they telling you what your ears don't want to hear. And you may be surprised that what they're telling you is the right thing for you two, because you two are together in that particular relationship. So communication. It comes out in many ways, but no matter what, don't put each other down. Don't use foul languages. Don't call your partner name. I don't care how angry you are. That pain doesn't leave you. You remember it even when you don't have to remember it, even when you have apologized. Don't use those languages that's going to demean your loved one or your wife or your husband. I don't care how angry you are. Please.
Yeah, I think that's right, because there's some stuff you can't take back.
Right.
You can't.
You say it in the heat of the moment, and then that person will always remember those words. I would say he's right. You never use any kind of demeaning language to the person you love.
Yeah. Do you guys, other than that, don't cuss at each other and no name calling? I think no name calling is especially important. Do you have any other rules, marriage rules?
Never go to sleep angry.
You follow that?
Listen to the wife. Listen to the wife.
A happy wife, happy life.
It's almost like make decisions through your wife.
What do you mean by that? I mean, you're a Scorpio, which means you're very bossy. Yeah. So what do you mean make decisions through your wife? Don't tell tall tales. What does that mean? What does that even look like?
He always runs by. He runs things by me.
You have to have a buy-in to whatever business or social or whatever decision you want to make. Don't just go out there and say, "Oh, I just did this." Make time and talk about it. And sell it, just like you go into any other business plan. You're going to sell your ideas and make sure you get approval. If you don't get approval, pull it back, come back in a better time. Maybe your approach is not right, but you just don't go out there and say, well, I've been telling you I'm going to do this. You don't listen. Until you can get that approval, and you will get that approval. But it's just a matter of your approach and timing, and don't say, well, she always said no, always said no. Think about how you've been approaching the issue. Maybe it's coming from how you approach it, how condescending your approach is, or how rude, or how nonchalant. You know what it got to be your communication. Because every woman, from my own vantage point, wants to see you succeed.
Yeah, I love that idea of pitching it to her like you would pitch an idea at work, not just coming in with an assumption. I love that idea. Morris says, "Hey, she ain't lying about that cooking skill set. It's a lost art." I think that's right. And just the anger management stuff, count to 10 or whatever. Any other rules, Uchenna, you have? Marriage rules?
That's the key. I mean,
I feel like one of the big problems that a lot of married couples have is that we let the kids triangulate us. Like the kids get in the middle and mom said, well, dad said.
No.
And,
no. You're not going to get away with that. You're not going to get away with that in my house. It's a double trouble. You can't. No. They know already.
Yeah, they don't do that. And we don't do that. And a lot of laughter. They
will try though. They've tried, but they realize you get more into trouble by using mom said and dad said. Oh boy, you don't want to go that route. You better rather say what you want than saying I already talked to mom. Mom says it's okay, because you're gonna get 10,000 questions in that okay. What did mama say? How did mama say it? Through that process, you're gonna find out. So she didn't actually tell you, but you think So don't just go up and say, "Oh, okay, mama said go ahead and do it." No. This. Kids gonna be kids. They want to get advantage. So you pin them down. They said okay, but mom didn't actually say it. Aha. So.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah.
Well, time flies when you're on the radio. We just have a couple minutes here. So tell us how the African Focus Goodwill Awards are coming up. They're back in April now. So if you can't come to the motherland, you can get a taste of Africa here and follow the work that you're doing. Tell us how to do so.
Same way, well, we have the African Goodwill Award and Family Induction. April 25th, I believe. This is the 20th year anniversary, and it's an exciting cultural experience, to see the continental African families embracing their brothers and sisters in the diaspora, being nominated. I'm going to induct about 5 or 6 people into our own family. What does that mean? People say, what is induction? Induction is saying, hey, you my brother, you my cousin, I'm from Nigeria, Igbo. You are free to be part of my family, and we're going to celebrate that reunion on April 25th for those who have been inducted in my family. Some are inducted into Ghanaian family, Cameroonian family, Ugandan family, any family that is willing to embrace our brothers and sisters in the diaspora. The reunion celebration is what induction ceremony is all about. And, of course, the Goodwill Award, we honor people who are reaching out and helping people in various communities as well. So it's an exciting experience, cultural experience. It has everything. It's all about culture. The king this year, last year was from Kenya. This year is coming from Nigeria, Yoruba king for the first time. You know, we had kings from Ghana, Cameroon, and all the rest, Uganda. So this April 25th, I believe, you want more information, please text us, call us at 310-676-7300.
And, of course, if you want to come to Zambia and Botswana with us, you better hurry up. 310-676-7300. I know you said you're not rushing them, but I am, because people cry to me when they don't get to go on the trip. Emily and Uchenna, thank you guys so much for joining me for Black Marriage Monday.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you. Thank you, Dominic.
Tavis Smiley's up next. He's got a full show. You know how he does it on Mondays. It's going to be a wild show, and you don't want to miss it. Connect with me on social media. I'm at Diprima Radio, DIPRIMA, and then radio. You can also find me at KBLA 1580 on every platform. Like my mama used to say, history is now. Like I always say, we're making it together. Until tomorrow, one love.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
I'm Bree Wood with BIN News Now. The White House says President Trump does not want Democrats executed after a post suggesting death for seditious behavior.
The sanctity of our military rests on the chain of command. And if that chain of command is broken, it can lead to people getting killed.
Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt warned the message could incite violence and insurrection. Black Florida GOP hopeful Byron Donalds staged a stunt outside former Vice President Kamala Harris's book tour in Miami last week.